All right, so I finished the construction of my planter, okay? I smoothed it all out so it's nice and clean. Again, this is what my drawing looks like. So this is just the body and the container. I'm gonna start doing facial features now. So remember that everything has to be three-dimensional, okay? So you can add on slabs, you can add on coils, whatever you need to add on. It does not have to be all coils, okay? So I'm gonna start with the horns. I went and made those. I formed them out of clay. I made sure that I had the same amount of clay so they're about the same size. Okay, and then they were really thick. So what I did is I went in and hollowed out the inside so it doesn't blow up in the kiln. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add these onto the side of the vessel, okay, as horns, and then I will go in and add details in a bit. So first what I want to do is make sure that I know where I want everything to go and make sure that it's even. Okay, so I'm going to put the horns towards the top probably. I'm going to make sure that they are about even on both sides. Okay, that looks even this way. And now I just have to make sure that they're even as far as distance goes down this way. So what I need to do is go ahead and I need to make sure, because this is hollow, okay, I don't want to stick it on here like this and then there's going to be an air pocket in there. So I want to have a little hole. So I'm going to take my X-Acto knife, make sure that this fits. Okay, right where that X is, I'm going to make a little hole. Okay, just so that air can get into that horn. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side, making sure it's even. Okay, it doesn't have to be a really big hole, just to make sure that air goes all the way through. Okay. I think this is the side. All right. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and slip and score all the way around that, both sides. Okay, and then I'm going to do my horn. Okay, remember we're attaching 2 pieces of clay, so you have to make sure you slip and score. And I'm going to add some slip to this. Okay, then I'll go ahead and press that on. I'll give that a second to make sure that the other one is the same. In case I need to move them. Okay, I'm going to add the slip on this one. I want to make sure that I think they look about the same. Okay, I also want to make sure that that hole goes into, okay, the center of the horn, which it does. Check this one too. You know what, I'm going to make those a little bit bigger actually. Make sure that gets all the way through. Okay, so added one there. And one there. And they look about where I want them. Okay, so now once I slip them scored and I put them on there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a coil of clay that looks like how the horn is coming out. So this coil is going to be actually fairly big because I want it to look like skin. This is kind of what you want to do for all your horns. You don't want your horns just to kind of lay on top. You want something. This is not a very good coil. Hold on, making another coil. Okay, because your horns come out of, like, the skin has to come out, so you want there to be a coil. It will look much better. Do not just add your horn and leave it like I have it right now. Rolling out this coil real quick. Okay, so what I want is this is going to come around. That's maybe a little too big. I'll make it shorter. There we go, like that. Okay, so now I have this coil around, and this is going to help secure my horn as well as make it look a little bit more realistic. So once I have that on there, I'm going to take my tool and my wood tool, I'm going to come around and blend this down. All the way around. Okay, so it serves as two purposes. One to hold the horn, and one to make it look more realistic. Okay, and this clay is pretty wet, so I'm just gonna come in and kind of smooth it out a little bit. Okay, all the way around. It's a little wet, so I'm gonna let it sit for a second, like that. But this one, compared to this one, looks way more realistic, okay? I'll do the same thing for the other. Okay, so same thing right here, all the way around. Okay, and I want it to fit perfectly with that other one. Same thing. Just gonna blend this. Okay, I have a little bit too much here, if you can see that. I cut some off. Okay, then same thing, I can go around and just kind of smooth it out and it'll look more realistic, okay? So I will go back to that. I'm gonna skip to the next thing. I'm gonna start my eyes. Okay, so I changed my eyes a little bit. These weren't too bad, but I like these ones a little bit better. Okay, so I'm gonna start with, first off, kind of measuring out where I want everything. Okay, my mouth is gonna take up quite a bit of this. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark my mouth here. Okay, my center here. Okay, so this is gonna be the middle of my mouth. So my nose will be about here, and then my eyes, probably about here. Okay, so I have to leave some room for the eyebrows because they are quite thick. So I'm gonna roll out another coil or two. Okay, and these coils are going to be for the eyebrows, and it's gonna be kind of a mean eye. Okay, so again, like I was explaining when you guys were doing your drawings, okay, your eyes can give off different feelings and emotions. Okay, same thing with the mouth. Okay, so you draw your different eyes or eyebrows, and that will show if it's happy or sad or angry or whatever. Okay, so my coil. It's pretty even. Okay, now I have to decide, okay, where I want them to sit. I want to round these on the edges. Okay, kind of like so, and I don't want them that long, obviously. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut them about here. And about here. Okay, now those look a little uneven. One is much longer than the other, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this one off as well. Hopefully I didn't make it too short. Okay, perfect. And my eyes are gonna go kind of in the inside, and I already cut out a slab for my eyes. Okay, which is a little on the wet side. So I'm gonna cut my eyes out of this, and then I'm gonna put them underneath.